both of us have been playing a little video game that just released called Dying Light 2.
Yes.
And I think you and I are going to do a little review in progress. We're not done the game, but we want to talk about our experience with it so far.
Sure. So I'm just going to put this up behind us, this PlayStation fixes and improvements that they announced, because it's what ultimately our conversation is going to lead to. First of all, I've played maybe 7 or 8 hours of the game now. Not crazy far in. Positives. I am enjoying the game. I don't know anything about the story because I've only played the prologue missions. I haven't played any other story missions. I am enjoying the free running, as always. I'm enjoying the open world aspects of it. It feels good to play. Melee combat feels good. All the things that you would want in Dying Light, I think, are done reasonably well. I think it is solid overall. I don't think it is maybe the revolution of the game that I wanted, although maybe I haven't experienced it yet. Again, only like 7-8 hours in.
Well, let me interrupt you real quick because to that point, I want to make a point as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Techland made a very bold decision with Dying Light 2, Josh. And I think that bold decision is making you as a player utterly useless and underpowered from the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And I think that was done by design because they want you to, as you progress through the game, unlock more abilities, unlock that skill tree, make yourself stronger, unlock new tools to progress, the story. It's a Metroidvania in a way, where you're getting these power-ups and you're collecting things that make you stronger.
And an RPG.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think that although we are not very far, I still think that there is a lot to come.
Oh,
for example,
for sure.
I know that there's a zip or a grappling hook in the game and a paraglider, and I'm like 10 hours in and I haven't seen either of those things.
Right.
And they're like integral parts of the gameplay.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
Yeah, so it's good. And I think that is where the good stops, though. This game is kind of broken.
Yeah.
And I'm not okay with that. At all. And I know the devs are doing their best and they're trying to fix it and update it and change everything like you see behind us. And there's multiple images like this that exist of stuff that they're trying to do this week, for PC and Xbox and all this stuff. But my larger point is that I'm so fucking sick of games coming out that are broken. And you know what? I'm partially to blame because I keep fucking buying them. I bought Cyberpunk. I bought Dying Light 2. Both games are broken. Now, Dying Light 2 is nowhere in the realm of Cyberpunk. Oh, yeah. Let's get that straight.
It doesn't crash.
It functions mostly as it's supposed to. And maybe that's where I'll turn it over to you, Brett, because you had, I think, some of the most issues. I haven't really experienced too many bugs. Certainly nothing game-breaking. I haven't had any crashes. I haven't had any issues with it on my end. But where you're about to touch on is where the issues start at one of the core draws, I think, of the game. So I'll let you take over.
Yeah, so just to give some background of where I'm at in the game, there is a intro portion of the game that, you're very limited. It's very linear on what you could do. Then it opens up to open world and you get to explore the first area of the game. I'm going to call that the first area. And then there's a second area of the game. There might be more, but the point I'm trying to make is I am about to go from the first area to the second area. That's how far I am into the game. Okay. Now, there's a lot of issues with the game. So number one, if you're playing on PlayStation 5, there's a blinking or I don't even know how to describe it, but essentially it's a flickering thing where your screen will turn black for like a millisecond. I thought it was a feature. I thought it was the main character, Aiden, blinking. And it was like a way to make you feel like you're the character. He's actually blinking every once in a while. That ain't it, Chief. It's a glitch, and it's only affecting PS5 players. So that's strike one. Strike two. It's not that bad, but still, strike one. Strike two. The game launched. Co-op is one, broken, and two, there's no cross-play with or co-op with different gens and different consoles or platform. So there's no cross-platform and there's no cross-gen. That means if you're playing with someone If you want to play with someone that's on PlayStation 4 and you're on PlayStation 5, can't do it. There's no way to co-op, which is just absurd. And then also Xbox and PlayStation, they can't co-op either. So that wasn't publicized. That wasn't made public. That's something that people are just finding out now. And I don't know if they're going to fix that or not, but that is a big problem, especially if you're the friend with a PS5 and your friends have the PS4, you're fucked. You can't play.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest issue is one that is happening to a lot of people at different points of the game. So it's not even consistent with where I am. But I tried to join you last night. I waited all weekend to play co-op with you.
Mm-hmm.
I joined your game. I got kicked from your game. And as soon as I was brought back to my game, I died instantly. Aiden woke up. He... Oh, I'm awake. I'm back in my world. That is what happened to me. Instant death. He wakes up and dies. And from there, what happens is a consistent loop of death. For 4-second intervals, I am alive.
Could you call it a death loop?
It is a death loop. It is almost like I'm playing Groundhog Day, except I'm alive for 4 seconds and then I die. And then I wake up again and get another 4 seconds and I die. So I have just enough time to run out the door, jump in the air off the building, and die and fall to my... Well, I guess I already died, but I fall not to my death, but I fall and land on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't progress. I can't do anything. The game is officially broken for me. I can't play it. So that's a big problem. And it's happening to a lot of people, not just me, not just where I'm at, in different parts of the game. And a lot of it seems to have to do with joining a friend in co-op. So that fucking sucks, dude. I can't play the game. I literally can't play the game.
Yeah. So to note, they are ready with a fix for that problem specifically. So they say, I think they said they want to put it, update it by Wednesday or something like that, I think is when they're aiming for it, along with a bunch of other, minor issues and things like that. But the core attraction almost of this game is co-op. That's what made, one of the reasons the original game was so special. And is a big draw for a lot of people. Also, is a big part of the trophy list of this game. And there are very specific things that you have to do, which maybe leads me to another problem, is the trophy requirements of this game are unrealistic. It's a bad it's a bad trophy list.
Yeah, you were saying that you're going to have to do multiple playthroughs or save scum, basically.
Yeah, the thing is, they need to add manual saves. Any game that launches with manual saves automatically is a fucking turd in my book.
Dude, that is the problem with where I'm at right now. Is if I could have manually saved, I would be fine.
Right, but you get one save. And so there are issues with people's, saves being corrupted and the game crashing or closing and you losing all of your quest progress. So after I do a couple things, I'm closing the game, uploading my save to the PS5 cloud, and then starting the game again. I shouldn't have to do that. Add manual saves. But the thing is, in the game, there's these things called inhibitors, which allow you to upgrade your health or your stamina. And you kind of choose every 3 inhibitors you get, you can upgrade. You can upgrade either one. Now, there are 120 inhibitors on the entire map in the game. 120 inhibitors on the entire map. To receive the Platinum Trophy, there are, 100% achievements. You have to completely upgrade both. But, Brett, it takes 81 inhibitors to fully upgrade one of them. And if you do that math, that's 162 inhibitors that you need to fully upgrade your health and your stamina. Both of which you need to do to pop different trophies to 100% the game. Now, that math doesn't really add up if there's only 120 inhibitors on the entire map of the game. So, you either have to play this 80-plus hour experience twice to do that, or you have to collect 81 inhibitors, not spend them, make a save, upload it, go back into the game, max out one of the trees, have the trophy pop, close the game, re-download your other save, open the game again, then do the other one, right? Let that trophy pop, then close the game, re-download the save again, and then actually do whatever you want with the inhibitors because there's not enough in the game to fully progress it.
And the problem with that is you're going to be underleveled, and I don't even know if you'll be able to make it to the I don't even know if like because you need to you I don't think all 81 are in that first area. So you have to progress the game in order to get the rest.
There are 73 in the areas I have unlocked right now. Um, which essentially means I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think you should do that. That's going to ruin your enjoyment of the game.
I have only been going after inhibitors, and I have 34 right now. And the problem is to, you can keep leveling up, right? Which you get points. There's a skill tree for your stamina things and your melee combat or whatever it is, and that's certainly helping in some aspects. And allowing me to access higher level content, I do more damage and things like that. But it doesn't help the fact that my health bar is this big.
Yeah, and your stamina
And
bar.
my stamina
so
is non-existent.
Yeah, there's going to be certain areas that you won't even be able to reach because you.
Yeah, and I think that's ridiculous. I think that is fundamentally shit.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But listen, these are negative things about the game. I want to talk about some positives because the game is more of the same. If you like Dying Light, you're going to love Dying Light too. From if it works, if your game doesn't get a death loop, you're going to love it. So yeah, I don't want to talk about it like it's awful because it's not. But
no, and again, for the first 10-ish hours, both of us. Free running feels great. Like I said earlier, I mean, especially as you upgrade those things and you can start, comboing your movement together. For example, I just unlocked something where if you jump over something, it'll launch you a little bit, so you can keep going. That feels good. Melee combat feels awesome, especially with the DualSense controller.
I think I've come to the conclusion that Dying Light 2 is a game that plays better than it looks.
Yeah.
I feel like if you watch gameplay of Dying Light 2, it's going to look very floaty. It's going to look very weird. The physics aren't going to look right. It's going to look like your character's like just jumping around, like all weird physics, like your arms are going to be up in the air and shit. But if you're playing it and you feel like it's so hard to explain, but like it feels right. Yeah. It's like they designed it for the way you feel and the way you're playing rather than the way someone's watching you play it.
Sure.
And so don't get turned off by watching someone else play it. You have to actually try it yourself, I think.
Yeah, and the mapping the jump to R1 or RB, I don't know what it is on PC, on a controller feels good. And I remember the original Dying Light did this and got some flack for it. But when you use it, I don't want to press X. You don't want to. The way that the button is mapped is good for how you play the game.
Yeah. I was annoyed at first with some of the control options or control choices, I should say. Mm-hmm. I was going to see if I can remap it, but I kind of just stuck with it, trying to play the way they wanted me to play it. Mm-hmm. And the only problem I'm having is like, for a little bit, I was having trouble parrying. I kept forgetting what button parry was. And then for a while, I was having an issue comboing. Once an enemy is stunned, I can jump off of them and then do a drop kick. And like I was at the beginning, but I'm getting the hang of it. So,
yeah. So, a little bit of mixed bag. I think the game is good. I want you to be able to play it. I think there's probably a longer conversation that we don't have to have now about. It's just this continuous deluge of games that are fucking just not ready.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of it, and I'm part of the problem, and I understand that. But you know what? I'm tired of it. That's it.
I hear you.
And this game's been in development for 7 years.
I know.
No excuse. No excuse.
And I don't want to like not talk about the story so far. I know I don't want to spoil anything for you. I'm further than you.
Yeah.
So far the story is just fine. There's obviously like different classes, different factions, and you have to choose which faction you want to kind of align with. Right. How much that's actually going to impact the story, I don't know. Mm-hmm. There's been certain moments where I've been made to like, they're like, you have to make a decision right now, and a timer counts down, and I don't know what that's gonna like happen. And I actually made a choice once, and I thought someone was gonna be mad at me, and they weren't. They acted like nothing ever happened. So I truly don't know what that means. But
yeah, I do like most of the RPG elements. I haven't progressed in any more of the story, so I haven't come across that yet. But in some of the side quests I've been doing to get inhibitors, I've made some choices. And for example, I really don't like when you make a choice in a game there's an immediate repercussion where it's like that makes no sense. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And this game of side quest has a lot of them. For example, there was one something about somebody being selling like contaminated water.
Oh, I did that one. Yeah.
And then I made a choice, and I was like, "Oh, this will be fine, and we'll continue." And then he attacked me. I'm like, "What? How does that even make any sense from the conversation that we just had?"
Oh, that's interesting.
And then I had to kill him, and I was like, "Oh,
So that says
all
to
right.
me that no matter what, you have to fight that guy
Well,
because I chose the option to just fight him and you didn't,
I
and
did
still
not.
had to fight him.
If that's the case, I don't like it."
So it's the illusion of choice rather than actually giving you a choice.
Maybe for the side quests, I don't know.
Well, yeah, the ones I'm talking about are like actual, like probably
Right.
story
Main
decisions.
quests. Yeah, I've only played up until when it lets you into the open world, and then I've been doing just open world stuff. So
Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to Haptic Intel. Did you do it? Subscribe right now.